Well, good morning and welcome to our September conversation. Once again, we're so glad that everyone is here. This morning in our conversation, we really want to recognize all of our Fleur de Lis Award winners for the year. This award is for companies who excel in their wellness efforts by hitting their wellness goals. So this is our 7th year recognizing the significant contributions these companies have been making to our community. And so this morning, we're going to welcome some of our panelists and top winners to discuss how they were able to survive within their wellness program. So we're so thankful this morning to have Marian West from InsuraMax, Jeanie Dickerson from Sumitomo Electric and Wiring Systems, Samantha Davidson from Allgood Food Company, and then Rebecca Fries from LGE-KU Energy. So once again, welcome to all of everyone who is listening. We thank you for being on this morning, and we welcome our panelists to hear more about what they have done within their wellness programs. So I'm going to kick it off first to Jeanie Dickerson, and we're going to get to hear a little bit about what she has done.
So Jeanie, you should be ready to share.
She's on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute, but you should be ready to share, Jeanie. There you go, and just
And nobody can hear me, right?
no, now we can, and just want to hit your presentation button down bottom right. The next one to the right, yeah.
Well, come on. It went completely.
Go ahead and hit a down arrow, and that should take you back to the beginning.
Okay. This is crazy. Okay. Now, start presentation. How do I get it to the beginning?
Right, just right there. Just click that little. There you go.
All right, there we go.
There you go.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry about my technical difficulties. I have to call work usually every day because I've been working from home for almost 2 years now, so I might have some computer difficulty. I had a real good video at the very end, but we're not going to be able to watch it. It would not download. So, but I'll talk about it anyway. But my name's Jeanie Dickerson. I've been an RN for 30 years with 25 years experience in OC health and wellness. And right now I'm the corporate nurse and wellness coordinator for Sumitomo Electric Wiring Systems. And my office is in Bowling Green, so that's where I usually am. But since we've been working from home, of course, I'm home officing right now. So on the last slide I was going to show, it was a wellness behavior change program that we did for each facility, which we do every year. And they sent a video, and it was called Unwellness Me, and it was talking about quit smoking cigarettes, and they were singing music. So it was a pretty good little video, but they won $5,000 to do anything they wanted to do at their building as far as health and wellness. So they put in a gym, and that's usually what everybody does that wins. We've been doing this contest, I think, for 4 years now. We've had to do it virtual at our wellness summit for the last 2 years, and I'll be really glad when we get to all meet in person and have a good wellness summit, but we're doing it virtual again this year. So, and I'll start. This is our wellness summit back in 2019. That was the last time we all got together. And as you can see, our mascot, which is Dr. Gumby, in the front of our Wired Up Wellness program. As you can see, what he's wearing is, can anybody tell me what he's wearing?
Gumby outfit.
What kind of shirt is he wearing? Can you see it? Richard Simmons.
Sweating with
Does
the
everybody
old
remember
ones.
Richard Simmons?
Yeah,
He was exercising like him. So
that's awesome.
we have a real good time at our summit and learn a whole lot. And I usually have presenters, and a lot of times I'll get a speaker from being on your all's or going to your all's award. Last time I got Julius Rhodes, and he was awesome. And this is just more wellness pictures from back in 2019, and you can see Julius there. I'm sure everybody's loving this, the associates vaccinated, COVID summary and everything that's going on right now with this. So we have 949 out of our 1,700 that have got the full shots. Also had 3 or 4 emails already this morning saying they've received them. So our wellness participants, we're giving them 2 wellness points for our wellness program if they turned in a COVID vaccine card. So I think everybody's, really wanting to get the shot. We've had several of our associates pass away from COVID that's really has not been good. So hopefully we're giving them incentive. I know you're not supposed to give them money incentive, but we're giving them enough incentive that maybe they will get their COVID vaccine. What our program does is we have eligibility requirements for benefits discounts. For example, they'll get the next year, like in 2022, they'll get a 30% discount on their medical premiums if they complete the wellness program. And we have a very big comprehensive program. We just got through being able to do social distancing blood draws. So if that sounds right, we did get them all done. I do a comprehensive wellness workup with thyroid panel, lipid panel, hemoglobin A1C. We have targeted programs, and this year we're doing glucose. So if someone does better on their glucose than they did in 2019, because we didn't draw last year, they receive a $20 gift card from Amazon. So that's coming up pretty soon. So everybody's already asking about that. And so 2 of which they need to do blood work and health assessment, which our health assessment is pretty good too. It's very comprehensive. They can get online. They don't have to do it on paper. They can get online and do it and just ask a lot of questions about smoking and things like that. So other qualifying action items they can do. We have company-wide programs. As a matter of fact, I'll talk about a couple we're doing now. Tobacco cessation campaigns. And believe it or not, I've had like 7 people since COVID started that has stopped smoking, which I figured I'd have a whole lot less than, I figured I didn't want to have anybody that would say they quit smoking during COVID, but we did. So I'm really excited about that. And they won $100. So I'll show you a couple of them that did that. And of course, weight maintenance programs, and we do webinars, lunch and learns. And all our facilities will do separate programs. So they've got a lot of good programs that they do. They have to prove them through me, but they're really good programs. And so our health assessments, like anybody else's health assessment, I think that overall score, of course, you got great, fair, needs work. And we will give them health risk assessment paperwork, which we're working on that right now. And then we'll put their $20 gift card in there. And usually what we do is we travel around to some of the facilities and we'll hand that to them and do a presentation of the aggregate data and some health and wellness. Of course, again, this year, due to COVID, we're not going to be able to do that. So we're going to try to do some virtual health coaching. And this is a wellness wheel, you can see. We're doing this in Bowling Green. This is a program, and you can see it. We're going to spin it. I'm going to have Wendy, she's on here too. I'm going to have Wendy spin it every Monday, Wendy Browder. And you can see where it says drink lots of water, meditation for 10 minutes. Even if they're working at home, they can do that at home, and they'll have paperwork to fill out saying they did it. There might be some we'll have to do virtual, no fried foods for a week. And that's really hard for some people, I think, and no fast foods. So we're going to do that each week. And everybody's excited about that one. So this is one of our associates that won a gift card for Stop Smoking during the pandemic. Well, we're still in the pandemic, but during the pandemic at our corporate office. So I'm going to read her story, and it's a real good story. my journey to quit smoking in the middle of a pandemic. My kids have always wanted me to quit. I was at a point in my life that I needed to start making changes to better my health. My aunt was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, so that put a scare into her and her husband. So she recently got saved at church, and with the help of the good Lord, she said both of her and her husband quit at the same time. So I was real excited about that. We both laid them down and did not get them up. So it was also with the help of the wellness program, offering so much information to help quit smoking. It's a wonderful feeling to hear your kids tell you how proud you have made them. Since I quit smoking, I can tell a huge difference in my health. Not only can I breathe better, but also I can smell better. Moreover, I can taste. Therefore, as if I did not love food enough, I really love it now. I just want to give a huge thanks to the wellness team and my wonderful coworkers for all the help and encouragement they have given me along the way. I'm so proud of both her and her husband for stop smoking, because both of them have smoked for like 20 years. So now this is just a little something I was going to talk about. We did ourselves a little bit of disservice this year. CDC says 73% of patients hospitalized obese and 48% more likely to die from COVID. Overweight and obese, of course, lower immune system, you might get COVID, you can get blood clots, just different things. Belly fat puts excess pressure, of course, on your lungs. And so it's harder to use the ventilator with excess weight. If you have one or more chronic diseases. I'm sure everybody's seen this on TV and on the internet about COVID, but we really have a strong COVID program, and we have to change it. Of course, everybody, I think, has to change it about every 2 or 3 days, it seems like. And this is a weight loss. I'm going to show you a picture of her in a minute during the pandemic. And the reason I'm showing you these pictures and these stories is because these success stories happened during COVID. So I was very proud of everybody and trying to keep wellness going at home and at work. We still have several of our associates at home, several of our associates at work. So do you know what's worse than being a social butterfly and getting stuck at home? I'm just going to kind of read some of this. Being 10 feet from your kitchen and all the delicious snacks it holds. And I know how that is. You sit here for 2 or 3 hours doing a project, and then you decide you want to go to the kitchen and get you something to eat. Are you going to usually get water and just something healthy? No, probably not. Usually going to go straight there and get something that's not good for you. I'm trying to do better. After inching up to a weight I will not disclose, I knew that I had to make some changes. I've also found it pretty easy to lose weight, especially when my high school reunion's coming up. But this time I decided I wanted it to last, not just lose and then slowly creep up again. So she went on down to say she had lost 57 pounds, and that was as December 9th, 2020. She's lost a whole lot more now. She called me the other day. So she's currently wearing the same size clothes she was wearing when she met her husband 23 years ago. So I thought that was a very big accomplishment. So habits are hard to break, which everybody knows that, but if you set your mind to it, you can get back in control in a short time. When my coach asked me, what's the one thing you should tell someone who's wanting to lose weight or get healthy? My response was, start today, just start. That's the hardest point. What are you waiting for? And this is her. And as you can see her before picture and after picture, and you'll see her with her goats. I talked about her a little bit last year. She's so good with wellness, but she has a goat farm and she does goat yoga. So I think she does it maybe once a week that everybody comes out, and she has a lot of people come to it also. I haven't had the chance to go yet. Of course, they're not doing it right now because of COVID. But we asked ourselves the real question, will companies be able to get this invested in human beings? And the most value of all capital is that invested in human beings and invest in ideas, businesses, and business, not in people and emotions. So the very last screen was my video, and I'm not going to try to show it because I won't be able to, but some of the program that we're doing right now, and this is for people even at home can do this, is we're doing a 10 acts of kindness program. And what that is, and everybody knows it's right now, especially how bad the world is, for somebody to say, you look good today, or you have a pretty smile, or just anything like that, or you do a good job at your work, anything like that, don't that make you smile? So we're doing 10 acts of kindness, And of course, they can turn it in, whatever they do as far as act, kindness, and they can take a picture and send it to us. So a lot of times we'll just have a program where they can do it home, take pictures and send it to us. And we're also going to do Find 10. It's 10 ways you can save money. So we're continuously trying to do things that people can do at home, and mainly at home, because of course a lot of gyms have opened back up, but things like that, and the wellness wheel. And we're doing the targeted, of course, is what I told you. So we're really focusing right now, of course, like everybody else in every company is focusing on COVID and how we can get people healthier and well from home. So we have a big comprehensive wellness program. If anybody wants any information on that, I'll be happy to share it. We have a big brochure. We have each year we have a kickoff program. We've been having to do them virtual, so that's interesting. But I think I'm done. Is anybody got any questions?
Can you let us know how long your wellness program's been in place?
It has been in place since 2011.
Awesome.
So I had worked at Sumitomo from 2003 to 2010, went somewhere else as a manager. And then my boss called me and said, "You ready to come back?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I went back to Sumitomo, started the wellness program. We have a third-party administrator. And I think all of you know, most of you probably know her, Elaine Williams. She runs One Stop Wellness. So me and her got together the second, third day I started back, and we started a program and did a comprehensive wellness program and started traveling in February. So that was how quick we had to start this program, because Sumitomo never had a program. And we've got, from the first year, you know, you're going to have people that's going to say, "I don't want you to see my personal information." And I don't see their personal information unless they bring it to me. And that's why we got a third party administrator. But now everyone loves it. And we went from, I think, 80% the first year maybe to now we got 96%. And so
Incredible.
So
you should be really proud.
Well, Jeanie, I'll just share that, you know, there were a lot of positive comments in the chat. I mean, I'll read a couple here just so you know. You know, love how you're meeting people where they are in their personal journey. Congrats, awesome testimony. I can't remember what this was for. Incredible win, proof the employee wellness programs impact the entire family. Oh, that must have been for the stop smoking. Mm-hmm. And obviously the program's impactful during a difficult time. The coaches are invaluable. Great weight loss success. 10 acts of kindness. I mean, anyway, you got a lot of positive comments. I think in the interest of time with the other folks that are presenting, maybe we'll shift to the next, but this was great. And maybe at the end, we'll come back and allow people, if we want to have a couple of extra questions for the group.
Well, thank you, everyone. And thank you for inviting me to speak. I enjoy that.
Thank you very much.
Wish it was in person, but.
And no worries. So if you want to stop sharing, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to, let's see, I just need to find over here. I think Marian is going to go next, and let me put you in a position where you can share your screen. Hang on one second. I just got to find you here. There we go. Okay, so Marian, you should be ready to go as well.
Okay. All right, let me fix that display issue. All right. Good morning, everyone. We are very honored to receive this award for our program. It's really an honor for me to work at InsuraMax. InsuraMax is an insurance agency that's local. We just celebrated our 50th year anniversary just this past year, and we are approaching about 50 employees. So we're actually a smaller group. Go back. And really what I was focusing on was what makes a successful wellness program. And so what I did was kind of looked at some of the characteristics of what makes a program successful. And even though we're a smaller group, I think it really doesn't matter whether you're small or large. It's some of the same characteristics carrying through. These are just some pictures from around our office. We have, one of the things that's a little bit different about us is we have no vending machines. We have no cafeteria. We do have, refrigerator and small kitchen area and that kind of thing. But one of the things that we do is we started out with fruit and we've kind of gone into snacks. So we do fresh snacks weekly for employees. So if they need a snack, they have options that are healthy for them. We also have our wellness bulletin board where they can get information, and we rotate articles that, are, for different diseases that are focused on for that month. We have the other picture is our group doing a volunteer project. So we have different volunteer opportunities throughout the year. This is preparing lunches for Forgotten Louisville. We have standing desk for employees. We have our walking club that we meet actually every day and go for a 15-minute walk. And then To the Max program is a recognition program that we have. We have reserved parking for Employee of the Month. So the first component in a successful wellness program is committed leadership, management support. I think this is probably the most important. I think we're very, very fortunate because we have such great leadership that supports wellness within our organization, because we also support clients and companies that we work with in their wellness endeavors. It's important for us to have a strong program and the leadership that supports that. And, our employees are encouraged to take time for their health, whether it's getting, preventive screenings or going for a walk or de-stressing or taking care of, family. We're encouraged to do that. So I think that's probably one of the most important things at the top of the list. We also have a wellness committee, which is another component. We do hold regularly scheduled meetings every single month. We have different departments and areas on our committee, and we do kind of rotate our members at certain times. And one of the things that we did that was very successful for us was we combined the wellness committee with our activities committee, because some of our activities that we had, we like to have fun and we do fun things. But sometimes they weren't always healthy. We didn't always get enough activity or the food. So now we have a combined focus, which I think really helped us out. So if you have other committees, maybe a safety committee or something like that, you might want to think about, if you don't combine them, at least having common members within those different committees. The next thing is goals and objectives. And goals and objectives, I think we kind of get bogged down in that, but it really kind of boils down to, what do you want to target and what do you want to track? And, so for us, we are a fun group, so we wanted to make it fun. And I think because we are smaller, we can make those adjustments when we need to. So for example, with COVID, one of the things that wasn't one of our goals and objectives was mental health. And once COVID hit, and we needed to kind of shift and look more towards people's mental health and focus on that, and look at things that we could do to help improve that and help employees in those areas. So that was one of the things that we were able to add and start targeting that to try to make a difference for employees. So they don't have to be complicated, but you do need some type of focus. The next characteristic was budget. And with budget, you can be creative. You can, look for, and really when you look at budget, you kind of want to find a balance. If you offer incentives, if you offer different programs and what those programs look like. We have great partners. We have great partners with, our vision provider, our dental provider, our health provider. We have near site clinic that we use, our financial 401k. They are great partners. They have all done lunch and learns and webinars for us at no charge. So we're able to incorporate those. So if you kind of get creative, you can do a whole lot more for a whole lot less. So you don't have to have a huge budget to make a difference. You can start small and then grow, and then just know who those resources are. The next component is your programs and your activities. And this is where you really want to get input from employees, evaluate what your participation are in different activities. For us, so this last year with COVID, one of the things that we did was we incorporated more challenges and webinars, but it seemed like, we got better participation from the webinars. Employees were able to get, I think, more value from that. So we were able to incorporate more of those because we did have better participation with those. So just kind of look at, what you're doing and what your employees can benefit from, and, what they want to participate in, because it's really all about your employees and their health and what your goals are, and making sure your goals kind of align up with that. The next thing is communication. And for me, this is probably the second most important thing is communication and how you communicate, different types of communication, and really making it a team effort. And a couple of things, I think people get bogged down with emails, and for me, email, I get so many emails. A couple of things that we were able to do was just this last year is we were able to have our IT set up a separate mailbox and it's our committee is Employee Activity and Wellness Committee, so it's EAWC. So we were able to have our IT set up a separate mailbox from our EAWC, and as we send out communications, we can send out that communication from that mailbox. So it's not like they're getting it from one person and it's like, oh yeah, it's another wellness email, I'm going to delete that. So it's like, okay, this is from the committee. The committee does fun things, so I'm going to read this email. So we implemented that. And then we actually got a new phone system this last year because we're all working from home, and being accessible is very important. So another thing that we did was with the phone system has a company-wide instant message. So instead of sending an email, I like that instant message feature because it's not something I have to delete, and I can send it immediately. So that was helpful as we went through COVID and vaccines become available for different groups. A lot of us were online checking, trying to find available appointments, and we could send out that instant message and let people know that, well, this, Kroger has appointments, or these Walgreens have appointments, because a lot of times when those appointments became available, they were only available for 20 or 30 minutes. So if you didn't get online to make your appointment, you missed out. And most people didn't have time to keep checking. So as we found out about those, we could either send an email or do that instant message to get it out very, very quickly. So that was one of the things that helped us. Another thing to look at is incentives and rewards. These can take any different form. We've used a lot of these different things as far as incentives and rewards. We incentivize with cash. We do recognition. We have gift certificates for drawings and things like that. A lot of people do days off. I think that's one of the more popular ones. We haven't tried that one, but I think that's a great one when you have days off and you can incent through that method. We've done lower medical premiums, and we've done contributions into different savings accounts. So we've kind of done a mixture of those, and that has definitely helped with the participation. The Employee of the Month, we do have a recognition program through, it's called To the Max, and you can recognize employees for things that they've done, including wellness, and they can get the parking place, which we have great parking, but just having that parking place, employees love it. So it's finding what works for your employees, and it's different for different companies and what employees value and what they like. But recognition is, I feel like, a huge one. So recognize your employees. And then just last is evaluation. Just take the time to look at your program, what you're doing, see what's working, what's not working. Even in being a small employer, we don't get a lot of claims data. It's very limited, but we can look at participation, we can do surveys, we can get aggregate, our biometric testing, and we were able to do biometrics this last year, even though, we were more work from home, or flu shots on site, all of those different things, we will continue to do those, and we can take those results and really tie them back to, how we want to go forward and what we want to offer. And that's really, really all I had. So I appreciate, we appreciate the award, and thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Marian. And yeah, again, same thing. I'll say a number of comments that came through. Love the walking program, getting everybody involved, making it health a priority, incorporating wellness into other committees, great idea. Separate wellness email, great idea. Foundational program, I can't remember what that was for. There was a question, incentives and rewards. Do you choose which reward for a program, or do you allow the participant to pick what they want?
Well, one of the things that we did this year, so we've actually switched it up as depending on where our program is. Sometimes it's tied to our medical. This past year, the program wasn't incorporated in medical. So a couple things we did, we offered it to all employees. And then for those employees that got their biometric screening and their health assessment and completed their health assessment within like the first 90 days, because it was our 50th year anniversary, we actually tied it to being able to pick out logo wear through the mall. And then we also have, to keep people going, we had a monetary incentive. So it really depends on the program, and we kind of switched that up going, from year to year.
Excellent. Well, again, just thank you very much, Marian. Appreciate you sharing your all story and a lot of detail about what y'all do. And so we'll shift now in the interest of time. So Samantha Davidson is now the host. So you're ready to go. And you're muted, just so you remember to let us hear you.
Okay, there we go. All right, so give me just a second here.
Good to go.
Y'all can see my. Y'all can see my screen here, the first slide.
Yep, we can see it perfectly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. So, my name is Samantha Davidson. I manage our health and wellness program here at Allgood Food Company. Allgood is a peanut butter and jelly manufacturer. So we have two locations. Our main location, which is where I'm at now, is in Louisville, Kentucky. We have about 270 employees here, and then we have our other plant in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, and they have roughly 50 employees there. The plant in Louisville, we make just peanut butter here, and then the plant in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, they make the jelly and preserves. So just to kind of give you an idea of what we do here. And our wellness program, we call it our Allwheel program. So kind of fits in with our company name as well. So to kind of give you an overview of how our wellness program works. So to help increase engagement and incentivize our employees, our wellness program is tied to the employee's health savings account or their benefits. So if they meet certain wellness requirements, and I'll go over these requirements shortly in the next slides, but they can earn a certain monetary contribution from the company. So Allgood is providing that contribution. And once they meet those requirements, then that contribution is deposited in their HSA account, which they, of course, can use, towards any deductible cost. So now, how do we determine, the amount of HSA contribution that the company offers to employees? Well, we look at their dependents and insurance deductible. So, of course, because the deductible varies with the number of dependents that are on their insurance. So the HSA contribution that Allgood provides can vary as well. So for example, if they have a spouse or children on their insurance, the HSA contribution from Allgood, if they meet these wellness requirements, is going to be higher because their deductible is higher in that case. So kind of going into how they receive these contributions. Well, we take the total amount that the employee can earn from Allgood, and we split that into two payouts, or we split it in half essentially. So the first payout, which I have listed here, sorry, here's some music. Do you all hear that? Background music? Okay. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but we take the HSA contribution, split it into two payouts. So to receive the first payout from Allgood, the employee has two things that they need to complete. So a biometric screening or a physical, essentially. The doctor, they go to their primary physician. We do offer these on site as well, like 2 or 3 times a year if they don't have a primary physician. But the doctor does blood work and completes the form, and then the employee turns that in to me. So I'll mark that as complete.
Samantha, let me jump in real fast.
Yeah.
Let me real quick. It's Jay Hunt. I can't unmute or mute it. If that person could mute their phone, or Samantha, if you want to go, if you click on there we go. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
So once the biometric screening is complete, then they also have to complete a preventative exam. So that can include like your routine teeth cleaning that you have done at the dentist, the mammogram, vision exam, any sort of preventative exam. They fill out a form, their doctor signs it, and I'll mark that as complete. So once they have those two things completed, then they receive that first payout into their HSA. Now, how do they, receive the second payout? So on this slide here, this really ties into pretty much what I'm going to be covering most of throughout the rest of the presentation. But the second payout, that ties to our wellness activity point. So they have two options. Well, they have a lot of options, but there's two ways to earn these activity points. So, and they need a total of 6. So Go 365, I'm not sure if how many people are familiar with this app, but this is an app through Humana, and it tracks your activity level. So it's an app you just download on your phone. Based on the employee's activity level, they can achieve a certain status on that Go 365 app. So for example, you start off at blue status, then you go to bronze. Once they hit silver status, they'll receive 2 points out of the 6 points. Once they hit gold, they'll receive 3 points. And then once they hit the full platinum status, they'll receive the full 6 required points. And then they'll receive that second HSA payout into their account. So the app is great. It's easy because, we work in manufacturing. We have people that are on the floor. They get a lot of steps in. They're always on their feet, 12-hour shifts. So they have long days where, they're really working. So it's easy for them to kind of build up their status if they have this app. There's different challenges that we kind of set up through it. There's different activities that they can sign up for on the app itself. So it's really a great thing that I try to encourage employees to get involved with. But of course, some people are not very tech savvy. They kind of want to stay away from the app and, messing with the smartphone and stuff, which is fine. So on this copy of the handout I have on the slide here, these are some things that we offer through Allgood if employees want to have some other options outside of those 365. So due to COVID, we've kind of been restricted on what we can offer on site. So, in 2019, we were big on lunch and learns, health fairs, educational speakers, and people could come and listen to them, and we could all gather in one room, but that's kind of been difficult due to the pandemic. So kind of what we've been challenged with the past 2 years is creating, other activities that employees seem to appreciate, such as health coaching, and they can earn on here. You'll see like points for community service, coaching a sports league. So that is kind of what I'll get into in the next slide. But overall, 2020 and 2021 has been a year of creativity and figuring out how we can encourage employees, keep their health on the forefront during the pandemic. So I'll go over some of those that we have offered during this time. Some of them are going to be new activities that we're just trying out. It's been a year of trial and error. And others we have offered in previous years, like the health coaching. So, and that's kind of what I have here, an overview of the health coaching activity. So this is available to employees each month through our partnership with ICWS, and that it stands for Integrated Corporate Wellness Solutions. So if employees choose to sign up, they meet with a health coach one-on-one and discuss personal goals, that they want to achieve. And then the coach helps them develop a plan, how to overcome the obstacles, that the employee may face throughout their wellness journey. I do want to note that with the health coaching, there is only one specific health coach that is assigned to come on site each month, so we don't have employees meeting with different coaches, and it just helps kind of develop that trusting, strong relationship between the wellness coach and the employees. So, similar with therapy or counseling, you're assigned to one therapist or one counselor. So kind of the same concept with a health coach. And then, if they sign up for this, they'll receive half a point for each health coaching session that they attend. And I want to note too, so the health coaching, that is they have access to the health coaching year round, so they come on site, like I said, once a month. But usually I say this is available 9 to 10 months out of the year. Because when we get towards the end of the year, we got to have a deadline, all the wellness requirements, and when they can earn that HSA contribution. So here is another activity that has been really fun. So this is a new activity that we actually started in 2021, and we started this in May. So I forgot to mention, I started managing the wellness program in March of 2021. So I was trying to think of just some new things we could do with COVID and its limitations. So I thought, you know, getting people outside would be fun. And as I mentioned, we pick a park each month as weather permits, and we explore parks in the surrounding area around Louisville, and we've done a park around the Lawrenceburg, Kentucky area as well. We encourage employees, you know, to bring their family, friends, and pets. They sign in with me when they arrive to the park, and then they kind of can explore the park or choose a hiking trail that they're choosing. So, and that's really because it would be fun to kind of do it as a group, but I know some people are limited, you know, to sort of their, I guess, you know, with their health and wellness. You don't want to have somebody try to hike a trail that is over or under their capability level. So they sign in with me. I kind of give them a little overview of the park, and then they explore it. They bring their family, friends, and everything. So since we've been doing this since May, we've visited 5 different parks. We have another one planned for October, and then maybe November if it's not too cold. I'd like to get back out. So we've had 40 employees join us on these parks so far, and some have come to, you know, one park that we've had. Some have come to all of them. So we have our regulars, as you will, but if they attend, you know, one of these hikes, they get an activity point for each hike or park that they visit with us. All right, so another activity is our tobacco cessation program. So I've seen some of you others are offering this as well, but Beat the Pack is a tobacco cessation program that I've offered in 2021 through our broker, Assured Partners. So this program, it consists of 4 virtual sessions. They're led by a trained facilitator. So resources and handouts, and including like a personal progress tracker is provided to the employees for each session. So they can track their progress as they go along. And so far this year, this was offered, I believe, 4 months ago, I want to say. We've helped 3 people this year with their smoking habit. Unfortunately, they did not quit completely, but they did report that they have cut down on tobacco use significantly. So that's at least a step in the right direction, which is great. So here's kind of an activity that is new, again, in 2021. I kind of was trying to think of how can we encourage people to eat healthy without, again, having someone come on site, gathering people in one room to talk about the benefits of it. So I came up with this cooking at home sort of activity because there's so many benefits that can come with cooking your meals at home instead of ordering takeout or fast food and those sort of things. So, you know, healthier diet, calorie consumption is less, saves you money. So I kind of came up with this activity that if you cook a meal that you enjoy, it's healthy, you take a picture of the meal and send the recipe to me, and then you earn half an activity point. So I think this is something we've done twice so far. So we've had quite a bit of participation with it. People seem to appreciate these activities that they can do sort of on their own time, you know, without having to leave the production floor and attend, you know, a lunch and learn and that sort of thing. So that's been fun. We have what we call it the food pickup, but this is an activity that I encourage our employees to really get involved with the community. So for our food pickup, this goes on during the school year. So we did not do this in 2020 due to school being out and the students working from home, but it is picking back up in 2021, which is great. So my first time kind of getting to manage and coordinate this program. So for the food pickup, we send out communication on it, and we get a group of volunteers, and this occurs every week. So we pick up leftover lunches from nearby schools in the area, and then there's 2 different routes. So there's a total of 6 schools that we pick up food from, and then we split that into 2 different routes. And usually I'll send 2 different employees on each route, so they kind of have a buddy, to help them out. So once they pick up the food from the school, they deliver it to Beachland Baptist Church, and then from there the church distributes the food to those in need. So again, that occurs weekly, but it is a very rewarding and feel good program. So here is an example of an educational activity. Marian, I believe you mentioned webinars. So this is something that we've incorporated as well. So the webinars, those are provided by our broker. They send out a newsletter, and occasionally they'll have some new webinars on there. So I'll kind of watch those, see if it's relevant to our population and our employee feedback, and then if I feel it's something we could benefit from, I created this activity where they can watch a webinar, and then they also fill out a survey while they're watching the webinar. So the survey includes questions such as like your biggest takeaway from the webinar, and maybe what topics they want to see in the future. So that sort of helps me out what to look for as our broker, kind of sends these webinars out. So if they complete that, you'll see, they earn half an activity point. So another walk. So these are our Allwheel walks. These are actually on site though. So employees, will take time after their shift, and then they'll walk with, their peers or friends and everything. And if they complete the Allwheel walk, they receive half a point. So these are just some pictures from our last one we had in the summer months. I believe this was June. So we have another one coming up in October. So it'll be a lot cooler. Hopefully we'll have some more participation with that as well. But it seems to increase once the weather cools off a little bit. But again, this is twice a year is when we have these walks, and those are on site. Here is an activity. Oh, sorry, here we go. Here's an activity that is available to our employees as well. This has been going to be pretty popular. Again, something that our employees can do on their own time. So food logging or tracking your meals. So, and I remind employees, I don't offer this activity to judge or critique your meals, but this is simply because research shows, if you're tracking your meals and sort of creating an awareness of what you're putting into your body each day or throughout your meals each day, that it can make you more mindful about your food choices. So that was kind of the purpose behind this activity. So they just complete their log, they track it for a week, and then they turn it back into me, and then they get half an activity point for that. So this is also new. So this is not so much really an activity, but it's a support group, a diabetes support group. So we started this a couple months ago. It has been a success. I believe we have about 10 people in our group right now, but the support group is just to get people together, maybe those that are experiencing, have diabetes, or they have loved ones that have diabetes and they have questions, they want to learn from each other, and it's just to provide that support and provide resources for those, that definitely need it. And it's been an amazing experience with the support group. So hopefully we can keep this going, and our group can grow into 2022. So so we do have an Allwheel team. Our Allwheel team it consists of 5 to 6 members right now, and we are supposed to have these meetings monthly. It's been tough this year. A lot of people working from home and just different locations, but ideally we like to have these monthly, or kind of as new things come up and we have sort of important communication to talk about. So during these meetings, we discuss our program, current events, what we have going on, what's upcoming, maybe any improvements we can make to the team. I do want to mention that our members on the Allwheel team are not all in HR. We do have some from different departments, and which has been great, as far as getting feedback from people that are kind of outside of the wellness program itself. We also come up with a newsletter. This is biannually. So we come up with one in the summer. This one came out in July, as you see, and then we'll have another one that comes out at the end of the year in December. And this kind of covers, what we've accomplished in the year so far. Different activities we have offered. We include community events in there, pictures, and just try to make it fun for the employees. So here is the timeline of our Allwheel program. So we actually started this program in 2014. As I mentioned, I had just started managing this program in March of 2021. So you'll see down here, it has grown exceptionally. 2020 was, not such a great year to have a lot of these activities. The pandemic pushed a lot of things behind, but we're kind of picking back up and, seeing what works and what doesn't. We have, so on here, you'll see 2021, the COVID vaccine campaign. So this was just some things we implemented to encourage employees to get the COVID vaccine. So all vaccinated individuals receive one activity point, and then they can also receive points on that Go 365 app, which you'll see here mentioned in the 2017 timeline. But so they can earn points on that app itself to help increase their status. Our employees also are awarded a day off or vacation day, essentially, for receiving that vaccine as well. We had a speaker come on site and give a presentation to discuss, the vaccine, answer any questions, things like that. So, yeah, like I said, it's just been a year of creativity so far in 2021, trying to pick it back up from 2020. And you'll see in 2019 the quiet room. So we actually, right now, we had a serenity room is what we call it. It's kind of like a meditation room. Employees can go get some peace and quiet, kind of sit in silence, meditate, stretch, whatever they need to do to kind of de-stress, re-energize themselves. But right now, those are actually virtual. So it's like a Zoom call. You'll call in and have the virtual meditation sessions. But hopefully, that's something we can pick back up and actually offer a physical space, for employees to go to. So here
Samantha, I got to jump in because we do have one other person. Right? You've got a lot of great info here.
All right, yes.
But we've got to allow time for our fourth panelist.
Okay.
So let me just jump in and say, a lot of very positive comments. I'm not going to read back just because of time, but what I'm going to say is this: we're going to share all these presentations. So what you've done, if you're willing, we'll share these, with the group online. So you may have a couple of other things here that you want to, share, which we'll get in like if you'll send it to us as a PDF, we'll attach it. But I'm going to make a quick shift over to allow some time for Rebecca to jump in. Thank you so much, Samantha. You guys have done a great job.
Thank you.
So Rebecca, I'm going to go ahead. You should be ready to go at this point if you want to go ahead and share your screen.
All right.
Great. We see it. Yeah, you want to.
Perfect. All right. Everyone can see everything okay? Perfect. All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks for sticking around to hear about LGE-KU Energy's Healthy for Life program. Just want to say thank you so much for the award. A lot of what we submitted was about our Healthy for Life clinic. So that's what I'm going to talk about a little bit in detail today. But I'll go ahead and kind of talk a little bit about the background of LG&E. So we have a diverse population, as I'm sure a lot of you on this call have with your employees. We have about 3,600 employees. And of course, during this pandemic, a lot of our employees were not fortunate enough to be able to work from home. 24/7 business operation with our linemen and our power plant workers. They never got to work from home one day during the pandemic. We also have engineers and then customer care representatives who take care of the phone calls in the business offices. So LG&E serves, a lot of electric and gas customers in Kentucky, and then we also have some people in a base in Virginia and Tennessee, which some people don't know that, so I like to bring that up. We cover over 700 square miles, which in the health and well-being team, we do travel those miles and visit with our people face-to-face before COVID, and then obviously we've had to make a lot of adjustments and changes since COVID started. So a really robust slide here for you guys, but just wanted to let you know a little bit about our journey. We started in 2003, so we've been in this business for a really long time. We started with the basics, which is annual biometric screenings, which we still do to this day, although the past 2 years we have not required our biometric screenings because of COVID. And then we did also some basic disease management. And then since then, we have grown immensely. We have a zero trend total population health model. So we try to meet people where they're at in their wellness journey, and by providing a variety of programs that I'll kind of mention as we go along in this presentation. We also expanded to the Healthy for Life portal. So we currently have a portal that every employee, whether they're on medical coverage or not, can access and earn rewards and incentives throughout the year. And we also integrated a lot of our partners into that portal, which includes our medical plan, Delta Dental, Pizza Planner. We have financial wellness. We have mental health resources available. All of that is in our hub, which is called the Healthy for Life portal. We also expanded our team. So we started as a small group of 4, and then we added health compliance and then absence management. And even though if you might not know what those departments are, basically absence management has been working tirelessly throughout this pandemic. We do manage our employee leaves with COVID, and I believe we're at managing about 3,000 cases since we've started. So as you can imagine, it's been a busy 18 months for our department. And then on top of that, which I'm going to really focus on today, was in 2020, we did open our on-site Healthy for Life clinic. So here's a little bit about our wellness program. I didn't know the slides moved like that. But on the first one, picture here, you see last year we did drive-through flu shot clinics. We offer flu shots every year, and so we didn't want to miss out on that opportunity again last year. So we set up drive-throughs at company locations across the state. Really successful. If anyone wants to talk through details on how we did that, I'd be happy to talk to them. We also have on-site fitness centers, which they are open now, but due to COVID, there's social distancing requirements and guidelines, but a lot of our sites do have on-site gyms. We still do have, this year we did still have biometric screenings as a requirement. Typically we have an on-site vendor come and do those activities, but it was still a requirement this year, and people were able to, a lot of them were able to meet that. And then on the bottom right there, you'll see a picture of our Healthy for Life clinic, which is located at our Auburndale location. We also have another on-site clinic at our Broadway office. So a little bit of about our clinics. We opened our first one in July 2020 during the pandemic. I was telling my manager before we got on this call, it was just an idea on a piece of paper 5 years ago. And then here we are with now 2 Healthy for Life clinics in the Louisville area. And then we are looking to expand to additional areas in the state. We have approximately 8,000 employee spouses and dependents ages 2+
on the medical plan that are eligible for primary care services. And then all of our employees on the medical plan have occupational care services available to them. And just a quick note, so between April and June of 2021, the clinic had over 1,600 visits, and the numbers continued to increase each month. As I mentioned, we did have biometric screenings as a requirement. So our clinics got super busy right before our August the 31st deadline, and had a lot of people come in, see the clinic, and get their PHAs done, which is their blood work and their biometric screening. I kind of mentioned already that where our locations are. You can see they're pretty large clinics that are they're wonderful. That we've been giving tours to employees to kind of introduce them to the clinic and kind of see what it's like. We have our wonderful providers. Our Dr. Tiffany Simpson is our main doctor, and then we have 2 nurse practitioners, Emily Wrench and Beth Obert. And then also wanted to highlight that we do have a registered dietitian that works at the clinic. Natalie is, she was a contractor with us, and now she is hired on part-time. And what's so wonderful about having her as a health coach and then a registered dietitian is that when employees and spouses come in and they have issues, maybe chronic disease or something that they want to work on with the health coach, the providers can immediately refer over to Natalie, and she kind of helps with that care. And she's been wonderful. Our employees love her. We've got wonderful feedback from her. She also runs monthly webinars that she does, and then she still has her one-on-one appointments with employees and spouses. So just quickly, some primary care services that we offer at our clinic. I mentioned, the labs and the vaccines. We are doing drive-through flu shots again this year, and we'll continue to do that. We just started opening COVID vaccines to our employees, but people also go for things like sports physicals, their annual physicals. Tobacco cessation is also done through the clinic, diabetes management programs. So basically, anytime if you're not feeling well, like sick visits, you would go to the clinic, and then you also have some other programs available. So wonderful services. We're always trying to advertise to our employees and spouses what you can do at the clinic. It's amazing how people still don't realize how much can be done there, but we work on our communications and let people kind of know what services we have. And then for occupational care, we do vision screenings, DOT exams, return to work when people are injured. Drug alcohol collection is also done through the clinic, and then hearing and conservation testing. So I know I've gone over a lot that we've done at our Healthy for Life clinic. We're very proud of this clinic, and still continuing to grow and build it and communicate to our employees all the wonderful things that are offered there. So that is all I have. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. We appreciate it. Appreciate your speed in trying to conclude. And thanks for everybody for sticking around. I know, I think Mary Stewart wanted to mention one thing. Let me grab back. Let's see here. Let me grab back host, and I was going to simply share. I think she just wanted to talk about all of the winners, because these were 4 of our award-winning applicants, I guess I should say. And let me see here, what happened to my, sorry, somehow there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna, Mary Stewart, I'll pull this up here and just, well, let's see here. There we go, okay. Here is a list, and Mary Stewart, if you just want to reference.
Absolutely. So once again, thank you to all of our panelists. I am not going to read the list just for sake of time. I know people have some other meetings and things they need to hop on. The list will be posted to our website next week. We just wanted to congratulate and thank everyone that applied and won an award. I know it's encouraging for us to see all the good work that everyone is doing within the community and with wellness and creating those healthy habits with their employees. So again, thank you to all of our winners and congratulations. And you will be receiving your awards soon, and we'll be in touch with how you get those within the next couple of days. So again, thank you so much for everyone being on and for kind of hanging in there, even though we went a little bit over our time. So we appreciate everyone being on today.
Have a great rest of your week.
Thanks, y'all.